Okay, thank you for your attention. We are from Group 6. Today we are presented our project about dispute and how we, this is resolved. First, I will introduce our group member, Atkia Hanina Rahma, Putri Emanuela, Rafa Sabira Syaida, Dini Ayu Lestari, and Yusma Diana. The first material will be explained by Putri Emanuela.
Okay, thanks, moderator. Now let's talk about what a dispute is. A dispute is basically a disagreement or conflict that happens when two or more people don't see eye to eye. It could be because they have different opinions, different ways of interpreting something, or even when there's a conflict over ownership of something. Maxwell G. Fulton explains that a commercial dispute is one that arises during the course of the exchange of or transaction process, which is central to a market economy. And to put it simply, when a businesses or people make a deals or transactions, disputes can come up. It's just a part of how the market works. Next slide. Okay. According to Bambang Sutioso in 2006 in Real Business Practice, disputes can come in many forms. Here are some common types. First, we have commercial disputes about buying and selling goods or services, and then banking disputes involve problems related to money, loans, interest rates, or financial service, and then investment disputes when there's a conflict between investor or between investor and companies, industrial disputes between workers or employers in an industry, especially when it comes to working condition or wages. And we have intellectual property disputes. This happens when someone use a brand logo or idea that actually belongs to someone else. And there are also consumer disputes, um, which happen when customers are not satisfied with the product or service they receive. And then contract disputes are quite common too. This happen when someone breaks an agreement or doesn't follow that was written in the pertinent contract. And then employment or labor disputes related to job issues like unfair treatment and layoffs. We also have company disputes, usually involving shareholders or management inside in company. And other types include rights disputes, property disputes, and construction development disputes, which are often related to ownership, land, or building projects. Next slide. So, how are disputes usually resolved? Well, from the decision maker's perspective, there are two main ways. The first one is adjudicative. This means the decision is made by a third party, like a judge or an arbitrator. They listen to both sides, look at the evidence, and then make a final decision. And the second is consensual or compromise. In this method, both parties try to find a solution together. No one is forcing them. They'll talk, negotiate, and come to an agreement that works for both sides. And then the third of is quasi-adjudicative. This is a mix between the two. There's still a third party involved, but it's not as formal as a court. For example, it could be a meditation or expert opinion. This third party helps the disputing sides come to a fair decision. And now let's look at how disputes are resolved from the process point of view. There are two main ways, litigation and non-litigation. But litigation, this is a formal process of going to court. Um, the steps usually include summative discussion, consensus deliberation, and finally a legal lawsuit if no agreement is reached. The good things about litigation is that it covers a wide legal scope and it includes general courts, religious court, military courts, and administrative courts. So it's suitable for many types of legal problems. But of course, there are some downside. Litigation tends to be slow, can be relatively expensive, and sometimes The ability of judges to fully understand complex or technical matters is limited. And now let's talk about non-litigation. Non-litigation based on Article 1.10 for number 30 of 1999 about arbitration and alternative dispute resolution. It says alternative dispute resolution is a dispute or conflict resolution mechanism through procedures agreed upon by the parties outside of court, the means of consultation, negotiation, mediation, conciliation, or expert judgment. So basically, this is a method where the parties agree to solve the dispute outside of court. It includes options like arbitration, negotiation, mediation, and conciliation. And for the more detailed explanation about this non-litigation example, my friends will explain that part later. Okay, thank you. I'll back to moderator.
Okay, okay, thank you for Emanuela. The next the next material will be explained by myself about negotiation. So what is negotiation? Negotiation is a process of communication between parties with perceived divergent interests to reach an agreement on mutual interests. So for the reason for negotiation, first is to reach an agreement, to find solution that both sides accept and are satisfied with. The second one is to make point, to clearly explain your position, opinion, or needs during the discussion. Number three is to settle an argument, to resolve a disagreement peacefully without going to court. And number four is to compromise. It is to give up a part of your demands so both sides can agree. Number five is to beat the opposition, to win a negotiation by getting the most benefit even if the other side loses. So there's a type of negotiation. First is distributive negotiation. It's a win-lose approach where one party's gain is the other party's lose. It usually happens when parties are competing when parties are competing over limited resource such as price or salary. This type of negotiation is often used in one-time deals and focuses more on individual position than the shared interest. The second one is integrative negotiation. Is a win-win approach. It focuses on cooperation to find solutions that benefit both parties. This type is used in long-term relationship or partnership where both sides share information, understand each other's interests, and work together to create more value. Okay, the next is about step of negotiation. There's a few steps. The first is preparation. The before restarting, before both sides need to do research, set clear goals, and plan their strategy. Number two is discussion. In this step, both sides share information, explain their position, and start looking for possible solutions. Number three is proposal and signal. Each side present their proposal. It's important to watch for signs like a body language or tone that show whether the other party is open to the idea or not. Number four is exchange. The negotiation continue as both sides make compromise and try to find common ground. Number five is closing an agreement. So finally, both sides agree on a solution that works for both. The agreement is made official and both parties work to make sure it's a carry out. That's all from me. For the next material will be explained by Yusma Diana.
Okay, thank you for the moderator. I'll explain about mediations. So, according to Christopher Moore, mediation is structured, interactive process where an impartial third party assists disputing parties in resolving conflict through the use of specialized communication and negotiation technique. For the example in the business context, a company and a freelance UI designer disagree on whether the project was complete. As per agreement. Instead of taking it to court, they agreed to try mediation with a neutral facilitator to calmly clarify expectation and agree on previous deliverables. Next. Okay. The reason and steps in mediations. There are 4 reasons. The first time, for the first one is to reach a win-win solution that both parties agree on voluntarily. To preserve relationships, especially avoid hostility. Next one, to avoid court procedures, saving time and legal costs. To provide a private, informal, and safe space for communication. And the last one is to enable flexibility in resolving both personal and commercial disputes. And the step in mediation process. First one is agreement to mediate. Parties must willingly agree to resolve their disputes through mediations. Selection of mediation, a neutral and trust mediator is selected by both sides, often someone with relevant experience. And the second one is opening statements. Each party presents their side of the story and their concerns in a respectful environment. And the next one is joint discussion. Next. And the next one is the joint discussion. The mediator facilitates a conversation between the parties to clarify misunderstanding, identify common ground, and explore the underlying issues. Next one is private cause. The mediator may meet with each party privately to discuss their needs, concern, and possible option in a more confidential setting. Next one is negotiation and solution building. The mediator helps the parties work together to generate option and negotiate an outcome that is acceptable to both sides. The last one is agreement and closure. If a solution is found, it's put into writing and signed. While not always legally binding, it often holds moral and business weight. Okay, that's all from me. Next, back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for Diana. The next material will be explained by Atkia. Please.
All right, thank you very much, moderator. Now I'm gonna explain about the arbitration. According to Article 1.1 of Law Number 30 of 1999 on arbitration and alternative as follows. Arbitration is a method of resolving a civil dispute. Attribution have to get the neutral party or the third party, which must be neutral. It's called arbitrators. Arbitrators must be registered with BANI and and appointment from outside BANI is permitted if no special expertise is required that is not available in the list. If based on the provision of Article 50, 58 and Article 59, Paragraph 1, dispute resolution through arbitration can only be carried out if A, against civil case,
against civil case. Why? Because arbitration is voluntary, does contain criminal sanction, and the parties are free to choose how to resolve the dispute as long as it's accordance with the law. And B, because it have to conduct on the basis of an arbitration agreement. It is a written agreement, and is it important because arbitration is contractual, meaning that it can't be enforced unless agreed by the parties. Next. Next slide. Stage of this stage of dispute resolution procedure through arbitration. There are 5 steps. The first one is registration and request for arbitration. And the second, appointment of arbitrator, which means that the claimant and the respondent may make an agreement regarding the arbitrator who will handle the dispute, either a sole arbitrator or a panel of arbitrators. The third is respondent response. After the petition is received, BNI will examine its authority to handle the dispute. And fourth is counterclaim. The respondent may file a counterclaim within 30 days and claim after the relevant fees are paid by both parties. And the examination is conducted in private, and upon completion of the examination, a final decision must be issued within 30 days. Next. Strengths and weakness of arbitration. The first one is from the strengths is speed of process. Attribution tends to be faster compared to legalization, which can be lengthy. And the second, hearing by experts in the field. Disputes are resolved by arbitrators who have expertise in the field in questions, ensuring more informed decisions. The third, confidentiality. Arbitration proceedings are private, which keep information confidential and can avoid adverse publicity for the parties involved. For weakness, we have 4. The first one is only for bona fide parties or honest and trustworthy. Arbitration can only be used by parties who have good faith and trust for each other. And the second, absolute dependence on arbitration. The arbitration process depends entirely on the arbitrator's decision, which can be problematic if the arbitration is unfair or incompetent. The third is no precedent of previous ruling. Decision in arbitration doesn't create legal precedents that can be used as precedents in other class. Fourth is problem with foreign arbitral awards. In international arbitration, there are challenges in recognizing and enforcing the award in the losing party country, especially if there are assets to be executed in that country. Next slide, please. Right. I'm gonna explain about the next material, which is comparison of litigation, negotiation, and arbitration. For definition itself, litigation is the formal process of resolving disputes through the court system where a judge and sometimes a jury make a legal binding decision. For the first one, we have the comparison in process. Litigation is follows a rigid formal course routed with legal procedures. Negotiation is informal, which because parties are discussing directly. And the third is arbitration is structured but more flexible than litigation and involves a neutral arbitrator. For resolution, litigation can take years due to court scheduling and complex procedures. Negotiation is usually fast as it's directly controlled by the parties. Meanwhile, arbitration is quicker than court but still follows a formal timeline. For the cost, litigation is costly because there are lawyer fees and court costs. Negotiation is cheap or even free unless mediator is hired. Arbitration costs vary, typically more than negotiation but less than litigation. Legal certainty. Litigation results in binding court judgment with enforcement power. Meanwhile, negotiation outcomes are only enforceable if formalized into a contract. While arbitration decisions are binding like court rulings. For flexibility, legislation is the less flexibility because everything must follow the court rules. Negotiation is extremely flexible because everything is up to the parties. Meanwhile, arbitration sits in the middle, some structured but customizable. For confidently, court cases public, negotiation and arbitration are private and confidential. Next slide. For effectiveness, litigation is best for complex legal cases. Meanwhile, negotiation is dealt for maintaining long-term relationship. Arbitration is effective for technical or cross-border commercial issues. Type of dispute, litigation suits legal conflicts like criminal or high-stake civil cases. Negotiation were for personal employment or minor business disputes. Arbitration is best for business disputes, especially international ones. For final decision, litigation ends with binding judgment. Meanwhile, there may be no decision if no deal is reached. Meanwhile, arbitration for public or private, litigation is public. Case details are accessible. Meanwhile, negotiation and arbitration are private. Details are kept confidential. That's all from me. Give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for Arkia. The next material will be explained by
Okay, thank you to moderator. So I will explain about dispute resolution in the company. So the first, let's understand what is the dispute resolution means in the context of a company. So a dispute in a company is a legal or non-legal conflict that arises due to difference in interest, misunderstandings, or violation of rights. So based on labor and consumer protection law, non-litigation methods should be prioritized before court proceedings. So dispute within a company can generally be divided into categories. So the first categories is internal disputes. Internal dispute is labor disputes such as unjustified termination, wage conflict, or discrimination case, and then conflicts between individual or division within the organization. So the second is external dispute occur between the company and outside parties, such as consumer complaints and breach of contract with partners or vendors. Please, next slide. So to resolve dispute more effectively, we can use the ADR. ADR escalation model is a step-by-step framework for resolving dispute, starting from informal negotiation to formal litigation. So as we move to the right, the level of conflict, cost, and time will increase. Therefore, it's crucial to start with the most preventive approach. So if you see the picture in the PPT, the first step is preventive. So at this step, the primary goal is to prevent conflict from arising in the first place. So good preventing will significantly reduce the chance of conflict arising in the following step. The second step is negotiation, dispute the declaration, control, and real-time resolution step. So if a conflict begins to emerge, the next step is to address it immediately to prevent it from escalating. So its approach is especially effective for long-term projects or contracts. So if negotiation fails, we can involve a third is as a facilitator to help find a solution but without a bidding decision. So this method are more time and cost effective compared to going to court. So the next stage is bidding resolution. This is the last stage. If all previous approach fail, the last option is legally bidding resolution. So there are two part main in this stage. The first is private bidding resolution, and then formal litigation in accord with a final decision from a judge or jury. So this stage should be the last resort because the process legality, costly, and can damage relationship between the parties. Please, next slide. So next is about the role of HR and legal team. So HR and legal teams play a crucial role in managing and resolving conflict. Their responsibility include ensure neutrality and fairness in dispute handling, mediate between conflict parties, draft and enforce dispute resolution clauses in contract, and prevent legal risks and minimize external exposure. So one approach we recommended for these teams is using the Thomas and Kilman conflict management model. So in this model categorizes conflict management approach into 5 style based on 2 axes. So the first is assertiveness. The willingness to fight for one's own interest, and cooperativeness, the willingness to work with others. So choosing the right conflict style should be aligned with the context and long-term goals of the company. So from all the stage and approach we've outlined, we can conclude that the earlier a conflict is identified and addressed, the smaller its impact on the company. I think that's all from me. We will back to the moderator.
Thank you for Rafa. Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all from our groups, and thank you for attention. Hopefully it will be useful. Thank you.